it's time for confessions. I recommend to only direct seed cucurbits. And quick check-in, cucurbits are cucumbers, melons, summer squash, winter squash, cucumbers. So they have very fragile root systems, and I always recommend that people only direct sow them. But true confessions, we in fact transplant them on our farm sometimes. And we'll do that if we're planting them in biotella, especially that black corn biodegradable mulch. And it just makes it so much easier to put in a plant, then we know it's going to outcompete any weeds. We put the remay on it immediately. So it just makes it easy for us. So there are certainly times and ways to transplant your cucurbits if you must, which I never recommend, but I just wanted to be totally honest. We totally do it, and here's how to do it well. Certainly there are peat pots, in which case, and we also do soil blocks. We only do soil blocks. Peat pots are a great option as well. You want to be sure that they're in that soil block and or peat pot no more than 10 days. Super young. And here, take a look. This is a lovely little soil block, and you can see it's leapt right up. It has its cotyledons fully splayed. Its first true leaf has just barely begun to emerge. We're planting this today. And take a look at how black that root system, that soil block is. There's a few roots here. There's a couple tiny little roots emerging on the bottom, but this has just barely begun to really grow. Now is the perfect time. And I'm going to plant this right at this level, and I want to be sure that I water it right before I transplant it, ideally watering it in with dilute fish emulsion, so there's that many more nutrients right there for it. And here, friends, is a soil block that is about almost 2 weeks old, and take a look at this. These two soil blocks have actually grown together. I'm actually trying to get them apart, and I'm breaking all of those roots, and that is so sad. This already is a more stressed transplant than I would want to plant. And this is the primary reason why I never recommend transplanting, because it just sets the plant back. It won't, even though we started it 2 weeks earlier, this plant would literally fruit later than if we planted it today and planted the direct sown seeds adjacent. This plant would totally fruit later. And take a look, these cotyledons are beautiful still. That first true leaf is now a major true leaf. The second true leaf has just begun to emerge. And so, yes, this is the stage you want to be transplanting your cucurbits at, with that first true leaf just barely emerging. This is way too late. But by all means, for years and years, I couldn't believe that this plant was going to actually fruit later than if I direct sowed the same day. 7 years after doing that every year, wanting to believe that something else would happen, I finally stopped doing it because it was just so consistent. There was no chance. It was about a week earlier, at least, that the direct sown seeds of the cucurbits would fruit. And so there you have it. You can, in fact, transplant cucurbits. Don't tell most people, but know that you can if you do it right in soil blocks or in peat pots. Early is your trick, and now you know.